So yesterday we lost Bonnie Tyler. And earlier I posted a video that I had done with my former partner of Heartache. We loved playing that song. We made a video. We did a cover of it. It was just a lot of fun. And funny enough, I was in Trader Joe's yesterday before the news had broken about Bonnie, and Heartache came on the sound system. You know, maybe nostalgic, reminiscent of that time in my life. And then later on that evening, I found out that she had passed away. But what she's really known for, and in all the obits and everything, it's about Total Eclipse of the Heart. And, you know, that's one of those songs it's just so epic. And I wanted to get into how that was achieved on an analytical level. So it was written by Jim Steinman, and Jim Steinman did all the Meatloaf stuff that you may know about. The album Bat Out of the Hell is the most famous. You know, 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, and then he has another song later he did for Meatloaf, I'll Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That. And it's just incredible material, but it's very operatic, it's very epic. And Bonnie enlisted him to help her restart her career when she got a new label, and had this massive hit in '83. And what's interesting about it, it basically has 6 key changes from my count. Now other people may, you know, have their theories on it, but mine is, I think there's 6. So what he does, he starts it in the key of C major. Well, also have to say, I put everything down a half step. 1, because it's easier for me to play on the piano. 2, it's just easier to understand with all the flats and everything. The key she sings it in is key of D flat to begin with. But I'm going to bring it down a half step so it's in the key of C. So, in the key of C, it starts with an A minor. Right? And you know the melody. And then it goes. So, if you listen to it with the C in the root, while you play those 2 chords, now watch, it's going to sound kind of New Yorky, it's fun. Right? That's kind of a New York sound. But then he does something really tricky. He keeps it in the key of C, but he changes it to C mixolydian, which is really C in the key of F. Because he changes, it goes from A minor to G, now to its C chord, to a B flat chord. But watch, I'm going to do it with the F. Then I'll go back. So again, it sounds like New York. So the first one is does that twice. Now watch. Right? And then what he does is he modulates it again. This time he goes to E flat. And then he has an A flat chord. Now, this other A flat is going to modulate it again to the key of E minor by dropping down a half step to the chord of G. And that sets up our chorus, his chorus, to E minor. But it's E minor Aeolian, because we're going to do another E minor in a second. So then he goes, then it goes to the C. Right? Does that again. Does that. And then he goes back to the E minor. Now this sets up where things start to shift. Watch. G. He does not go to the G that time. He goes back to the E minor. Now this is now a new shift. Now this is now an E minor Dorian. And then we're going to go to an A major. And that's the big dramatic chord that really just sets everything up amazing. Then he goes to the G, to the D, E minor again, to the A, right? And then he goes to the G, but now he's modulating it again, this time to G with a D over F sharp, G, then he does C, which is the 4 chord, 5 chord D, G. So I know that's convoluted and I'm sort of confusing the way I'm saying it, but the song basically starts in C major, then goes to F, then goes to E flat, then goes to E minor, Aeolian, and then E minor Dorian, and then G. So if you want to write something that's epic and has real expanse, think about ways to modulate in subtle ways that have a real dramatic effect. Have fun. Thanks.